8:47, it is Care in the Kitchen time. It's been a big week over at Earl Giles Distillery in Minneapolis. On Monday, they rolled out around 20 new cocktails. Sounds like a party to me. Plus some new dishes as well. They're also celebrating 10 years in business. So to tell us more about the new items and their decade of work, we're joined by CEO Nick Kosovich. Nick, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
You are hard at work.
Yeah,
you have
we got a lot
quite the spread
here. A lot of ground to cover today, right?
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
yes.
this is really exciting. So we've got some new food items here. We can start talking about those. This is a corn pizza. Corn, bacon, fresh cilantro on the top. We do a 72-hour fermentation on our dough. Really incredible wood oven. Great team led by Chef Matt Reisinger. We've got some fried chicken here as well, on top of an avocado puree, a little bit of chow chow, a little bit more fresh cilantro, and then just our simple green salad. And then we do a wonderful lunch program. We have a free martini lunch.
Wait, not a 3 martini lunch, a free martini lunch.
I tried to do a 3 martini lunch. It was vetoed. And so we have 4 different martinis. We have a rosé martini, which is right here if anybody wants to give that a try. And then we're going to make a little bit of a Gibson as well here. And so Gibson, we've got dry vermouth, Earl Giles gin, really nice there. So real simple. You get a free.
Is that a pickle in here?
Yeah, that's a little cornichon. Yeah.
Cheers.
A little cornichon and a little bit of cocktail onion there. And so along with the new drink items that we have, we're kind of doing new categories. We have Earl Giles Classic Cocktails, Seasonals. We have these free martinis for Friday, but they're served, full size all week long. And then we've got a new old fashioned category as well. And so we have our classic old fashioned, the Earl Giles kind of signature with our new whiskey. So we have a new high rye bourbon that we just launched here. So this is just released a couple weeks ago, right? So 88 proof. And then what we're going to do is I've got one ready to go here. So this is a rum old fashioned.
A rum old fashioned.
So this is rum and Ceylon cinnamon syrup.
Oh my goodness.
So give this a try.
So if it's rum old fashioned, what makes it an old fashioned, right?
Yeah,
what is it that gives it that name?
Yeah, so the old fashioned was invented in the 1800s, and it can really be made from any spirit. So spirit, bitter, sugar, water. So the classic one that we all know about is whiskey with a simple syrup, cherry orange, right? But really you can do any of them. So we have a gin and pineapple on the menu. We have the rum old fashioned here, and then we also have a version that we call the Wisconsin style old fashioned. And so with the
brandy?
Yeah, so we don't use any brandy, but what we'll be using for this one is it's like a cherry orange cinnamon syrup that we will build here.
This is like the perfect fall drink because it's got that like warm
cinnamon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I've never had an old fashioned like this.
And I think with a little bit of fresh lime on the top there, it'll also work as a summer old fashioned or a winter version. So we're going to take just a ½ ounce of that cherry cinnamon syrup. We're going to take 2 ounces of the bourbon here, and then in Wisconsin, if you've ever had kind of what we would call a Wisco style old fashioned, is usually a little bit of sweet, a little bit of grapefruit, and so we take our grapefruit lime elixir and we add just a little bit of that to the bottle or to the cocktail as well.
So old fashioned is my favorite cocktail. I will always order a bourbon old fashioned. My husband's from Wisconsin. He gets them sweet. I don't usually do that. So
this will just be like with a little bit of a splash of soda here.
Yeah.
I do like them a little bit sweeter on the sweeter side.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is here is just going to give this a quick stir.
Also, big ice
the ice cube is so important. I've been to so many bars where they'll put like the tiny ice cubes in there. Now, I want the big ice cube. I want a round one.
Get it watered down.
And what's nice about it, it's less surface area, so then the cocktail doesn't dilute as fast, right? So give that a try.
This is ready to go. All right, I'll take a sip. We can share, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. All right, and then next up what we have, guys, is some punches. So we've released a line of punches as well. So this is going to be a little more on the sweeter side with this old fashioned. And what we do is we usually do 2½ ounces of spirit, ½ ounce of any of our cocktail syrups, and then 2 ounces of water. And what's nice about things like the old fashioned cocktail, even these martinis, that they can all be bottled and batched ahead of time, right? So we make 10 gallons of old fashioned at a time, maybe more for fast service at the restaurant, but you can do that at home as well. So you could take 1 bottle of bourbon, a few ounces of a syrup, dilute that, add bitters, and then you're not building that cocktail every time you get done with a long day of work.
And that's so great too if you're having a party, if you're hosting. But let me see, you have these are all Giles brand here. So
exactly.
all the things that you're pouring, you could buy at the
Yep,
distillery.
we kind of look at the restaurant as like a beverage emporium and a showroom for everything that Earl Giles does. So we make spirits, liqueurs, cocktail mixes, old-fashioned syrup. So you could come in, enjoy a few cocktails with friends, and then we have a full market there where you can grab everything to be able to make it at home as well.
Yeah, because these syrups, like that's the thing I don't have at home. I might have a
Exactly.
bottle
Yeah.
of rum or a bottle of bourbon,
But it's
So
the mix-ins.
different.
with the cocktail elixirs here, so this is like your acid component and your sugar component. And so, for example, we've got punches that we're doing now as well, which are great, for 6 to 8 people. Earl Giles is a really big space, so it's great for large parties and things like that. And so we have a new part of the menu where you can order a tropical punch, a British punch. You can even get an old fashioned for $8, which is really exciting. Yeah. So it's a really great way to get cocktails into people's hands as quick as possible. But these are really great for the home consumer because you're literally just adding spirit, elixir, diluting it either by shaking it or adding soda water, and then you go from there. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So 10 years for Earl Giles.
Yeah.
So what has this journey been like for you? I mean, what has made Earl Giles stand the test of
Yeah,
time?
Earl Giles was started by Jesse Held and Jeff Urkela 10 years ago, and Jeff Urkela is now our Chief Marketing Officer. Jesse Held, Chief Research and Develop Officer. Jesse's part of the marketing team. He leads the team on the restaurant side, and so I've been part of the journey for the last 4 years, and since basically we moved into that distillery. But 10 years ago, Earl Giles was making ginger beer, and then they started producing cocktail mixes for some restaurants in town, and now today we produce cocktail mixes for bars, restaurants, and hotels throughout North America. Hundreds and hundreds of gallons of mix that we're producing, and the restaurant itself there in Northeast is really doing well, and we're really proud of the work that we're doing in the community and in the cocktail world. What we really look like, what we do for business is make great quality cocktails easy for people to produce, not only at home, but at bars, hotels, and restaurants across the country.
I love that because you go out to a bar, you get a great cocktail, and it's like I can't do that at home. But you make it really easy.
Yeah. That's really the big goal for it, is that everything we do and make is intended to be as simple as possible. So we make really high quality, affordable spirits. We make incredible liqueurs. The orange liqueur that we just started producing is doing really well right now in the market. We have a spritz liqueur here, which is great for these punches and things. This is kind of like your Aperol or your Campari, right? And so everything that we really do at the restaurant is about, how can we have the most flavorful and unique cocktails, but while making them as easy as possible.
So you have a punch here.
I have punch bowl here, yeah. So this punch is a British style punch, and what's really interesting about these punches, again, really unique flavor profiles. The tropical is just simply using this elixir here with our light rum, and then the one that I have over here is with blackberry and a little bit of our gin. And so our gin is a 10 botanical vapor infused gin. Do you want to give this punch a try here real quick?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
I'm not going to say no.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Never say no to a
it's
punch.
8:54 here, but we have been awake since 2:30 in the morning.
There you
So
go.
in fairness, it's
Also,
our afternoon.
there were people in Dublin for the Vikings game at like 11 o'clock
Yeah,
in the morning on the
exactly.
street. So it's fine.
I cannot
Yeah,
believe
there
you
you go.
have
Here
not
you
come
are.
over before
I'm
now,
so
John.
trying to
Give that
be
a try.
polite.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I make
How
We'll
is
share
it,
this
guys?
one.
I make a lot of old fashions.
Excellent.
I was in Wisconsin. I drink a lot of muddled old fashions. Do not like it anymore.
Yeah.
And I've stopped using
Oh.
as much fruit juice.
Yeah.
I usually
There you
I
go,
actually
give
will
that a
make
try.
like in the I don't know about what you think about this, but I use a lot of for my orange flavor. I'll use a little bit of cognac, orange infused things like a Grand Marnier,
Yeah.
something like that, instead of orange bitters.
And so we make these for our old fashions. Often we're using these
Beautiful.
dried fruits like that, and you can put that right in your punch there.
Beautiful.
And then another thing we like
How
to
do you make that?
just a dehydrated fruit, and then we also have these cocktail colognes. So
What?
on top of an old fashioned,
No.
on top of a here, let's spray.
Here, you can.
Here's my old fashioned.
There we
You
go,
want to
here
put
we
it in
go.
here?
Perfect.
Okay.
We'll
What?
go right on these punches here. Yeah,
Oh
give
my
that a try.
goodness.
Wait.
Yeah. So this is
Oh,
archipelago.
What in the world?
So this is
love
island
this.
spices, yeah. And what's really great about the punches, you
Wow.
can do these punches at home as well, using the elixirs and our spirits. And then these are hibiscus flowers, right, that we can put on top. You
Beautiful.
put these on top of the drink
And this
like
is so
that.
good. I'm not a gin
gosh.
drinker,
Yeah.
really, but this is really flavorful, and it's not harsh. I think sometimes gin feels like
It
harsh
can
to
be,
me,
yeah.
but this is not at all.
And then we also do, you can take that same dehydrated fruit, and we call this disco citrus. So you can see these are pineapple.
citrus.
Stop
They're
it now.
dusted in gold there. Yeah,
I want some more
that's
fruit.
a lot of garnish on that one there, sir. But
Oh
these,
my
these can go
gosh.
in the punches like this as well.
Look at
I am
that.
in love with this. this. This is so fun. Okay,
Pinkies up.
we only have like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, so it's the heart of Northeast on Quincy, on the cobblestone street there, and 1325 Quincy Street. We're open 7 days a week, start at 11 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thank you guys for having me. Really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for being
Yeah.
with us. Cheers.